Guys, welcome back to another episode of Volumen in Spanish, and I learned Arabic today. It's Saut. All right. Introducing my next guest is one of my business partners and administrators for our separate entity, Front Door Media Group, George and Ange.
What's going on, guys?
What's
Hello.
up?
How you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
How did I say that? Was that right? Saut?
Yeah, like, but the South, like, do you want the sound? The type of
the
thing.
South?
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
It's similar. It's not the exact
But
word.
I don't have the best.
Translation.
What is it? No.
Are you fluent?
No, I'm not. I wish I was. I'm actually losing it as I go, but I can understand everything.
Okay.
In Arabic, there's like literally like 35 different dialects. So it's like Egyptian,
Yeah.
Syrian, Lebanese, Lebanese, like different stuff like that. So
That makes sense.
my parents speak the Syrian like version.
So that's a Syrian Arabic.
Right. So I'm a subset of Assyrian. Assyrian's like a whole. It's like a whole different thing. You know?
No, that makes sense because in
Yeah.
Spanish, the same thing kind of, like there's words that are like, only said in Mexico, that are only said in Puerto Rico, that are only said in Spain, that are only said in like Colombia, Ecuador.
Yeah.
Like, so it's, it's
Varies.
90% of the language is the same.
Like a
There's just,
Dominican
like,
person can understand a Colombian. It's just like they have different words.
Yeah,
Same
there's,
thing as,
there's
like,
different slang words,
Yeah.
just different little like names that you give certain like items and things. And so,
right.
but
Yes.
Sao, is that universal Arabic or?
It
don't know.
honestly no.
You
'cause
don't
it,
know.
It could be.
He
It could be.
doesn't.
No, it could be a different. It could be a different word, like for like Egyptians. Like they use
okay,
they
I
use
see.
a bunch of different words. So
I
they'll
have-
have similar sentences, just different words in them. So it's like harder to understand.
I see what you're saying.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you have to be really like fluent in Arabic to understand like every dialect and like get your point across to different people in different countries.
Got it.
Crazy,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Nice.
And,
I'm trying-
and you speak fluent Spanish, right?
No.
No.
¿Qué?
Guys, I'm Colombian and Puerto Rican. That's why I don't.
I forget you're Colombian sometimes.
It's because she's Puerto Rican. She don't speak Spanish.
Exactly.
bro.
That's
She
why I said
understands it.
that. Yeah.
She
It's like a
understands it.
thing. Most Puerto Ricans who are from America don't really speak Spanish.
Most Puerto Ricans, say it again. Most Puerto Ricans are what?
That are like from America, like Americans, like American Puerto
You
Ricans.
guys speak Spanglish. That's what you guys
Yeah,
speak.
we're big on the Spanglish.
You two are pretty fluent, no?
Who, me?
Yeah, you did
Yeah.
both of you.
I'm very
Enough.
fluent. I can read it. I can write it. Speak it.
I get clowned for my accent, but I could speak it, understand it.
My
Yeah.
mother made sure that I never forgot it. Like I was going to school, like first, second, third grade in English, and then I was going to school first, second, third grade in like not Latin, like just Spanish, and I was like spelling words, reading stuff.
You took Spanish in high school?
I did. I went all the way up to AP.
Easy.
Got college
easy A,
credits.
Same.
Yeah,
He said got
Well,
college credits.
that's what happened to
Easy.
me.
I did.
So my dad's Armenian.
yeah.
I'm like I'm like maybe eight years old at this point. My dad's teaching me Armenian. My mom's teaching me Arabic. I'm learning English in school. I just transferred over to a white school I was living in New York for like 8 years. Transferred over to Jersey. Went to a white school, and then like third grade, the lady was like, George, like. And I was like writing from like right to left, and she was like, "Oh yeah." She's like, "What are you doing? Like, it's not Arabic class."
I forgot you guys write like
you
that.
were writing right
And
to
then,
left.
bro, and then we
That's
had
so
and then we
funny.
had a meeting. My parents had to come in. She was like, she got all pissed. She was like, "Dude, what is this guy doing?"
He's not
And
following
then-
the curriculum.
And then they were like, "Yo, like you guys got to focus on like one or two languages with this guy, not like not like three plus. It's
Nah,
tough.
bro. That you
No,
should
it's
you should have
true.
plugged in 3 languages, bro. Because like
No,
every
I wish, yeah.
you know what they say, every language you learn, that's like another $1 million you'll make in business.
Yeah, you're just
Literally.
connecting barriers.
Because
Yeah.
you're opening doors, and it's just like you don't need a translator. You can go into these countries and operate and just
And you could connect with different people on like
Right.
all different levels. It's kind of crazy, man.
I mean, at least understanding it is big. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
at least like you're halfway there. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was doing a 216 this Sunday, and the bunch of Arab people, and everyone's just talking to me. I can answer back here and there, but I'm at work, so I'm kind of just focusing on the whole English thing. But yeah, when people talk to you, bro, they just feel more comfortable. They're like, oh, okay, like this guy understands. Like this guy, he'll
Yeah.
kind of do
Yeah.
what he's told. Especially with the Arabs, bro. They're a fucking mess, man.
Particular.
Yeah, very particular,
Right.
very interesting people.
You're an interesting particular man.
Right.
try.
Yeah. Like, are you talking about yourself? This is a self-reflection.
You've been doing good though. Is that something So can
What-
I tell the world?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So so George as a business partner, I've known him for a couple of years now, and outside looking cool guy for sure. He's still a cool guy. That doesn't change. You have a little bit of a temper, and it's I don't know if that's cultural. I don't know if that's that's just, I don't know, because I've met your parents, super nice people. Again, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but like as far as like, I've never seen them yell or nothing. But like my guy,
George's dad is a gem. A gem.
No, my
you
parents.
have a little bit of a temper, and so like you'll just like a short fuse.
My parents are similar in the way that they're both like they're both short fused. Like they won't
Really?
get pissed, but my dad gets pissed. Like you don't want to
hear
see
it.
that because he'll joke around with you every single day. Like my dad,
I
he'll talk to
Yeah.
Ange on the phone for a minute. He'll crack 3 jokes in a minute. Like
Yeah,
he was like
he's a
he'll just
gem.
try and get a laugh. But then like
Yeah.
if he's pissed off, like and that's like very infrequently.
Yeah.
But that day he's pissed off, you're like you don't want to fuck with him.
I can't imagine that because your dad,
Yeah.
like I said, he's such a nice guy. He's just
It's but yeah, he's a really nice guy, like bottom like straight to heart, But yeah, he does have those times. And my mom was.
I mean, everyone gets mad every
Yeah.
now and then,
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not like, it's not a thing. But you've been working on that, which is kind of why I want to bring it up. I didn't want to just highlight that you're like an angry
Yeah, yeah.
person. You've honestly changed, and like that's awesome to see because that's hard for people to do, no matter whatever it is. It could be, anger management or it could
Yeah.
be like other things like.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm doing some little meditation here and there. I try and fit it in as much as I can. I think it just calms me down. I'm listening to some like a little bit different of music these days. I don't really listen to like rap anymore too much. I
Really?
listen to hip hop and rap a lot. Now I'm just listening to like.
No rap. Is it
I have-
is it like the vibe you get that makes you want to get angry? Like what is it?
Yeah, they're
We're talking about
saying-
shooting people and robbing banks.
And we're
and,
this
like-
and we're that. Yeah, you're just like you get hopped up, like, and you start like fighting
So-
with
so
someone
it's-
on the road for no reason.
He gets
Like,
road
shit.
rage.
No, now
turn
I
the
just
music
any way
down.
I could soothe myself and just relax. We take it easy.
What are you listening to? Like classical music now, or like what's going on?
I have Spotify and I have like 5 different playlists.
You're a Spotify guy.
I'm a Spotify guy.
No
I'm-
Apple
I'm a-
Music?
I'm a playlist guy. All right, so I just go. I have like a chill, vibey
Where,
playlist.
where can people find your Spotify playlist? Right to that camera over there.
George D photo video. No, I gotta get my name, but yeah, I listen to a lot of '90s music right now. Like Al Green and like the old, like
It's good.
Barry White, like stuff like that. Kind of just gives me a
wow.
little vibe. Yeah.
Like these.
I don't know who
So I'll
any
throw
of those people
like these
are.
I'll throw in
Name.
like 100 songs in each playlist, and then like that morning I'll decide, you know what, I'm feeling this or I'm feeling that. And sometimes I'm feeling the hip hop, sometimes, whatever it is. But usually I'll pick a playlist and just listen to it like all day.
Nice.
I just get in that like vibe, and I just realize that like I don't know, switching over to different songs kind of gets you a little
No,
mixed up
it
too.
helps.
Different moods, yeah.
You know what they say? Not to get like deep into things, but when like they say it's not my words, but it's like when you're happy, you listen to like the music, but when you're sad, you listen to the lyrics.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Deep.
very deep.
I'm a quote guy.
And that reminds me of my days when I listened to like I listened to a lot of Big Sean. So Big Sean was like my my favorite rapper.
I fuck with Big Sean.
He has-
Why
I mean,
can I
he's like-
picture
he's
that?
like-
Yeah, right. I just
What?
now
Right?
that you say
like
that.
he's saying,
this
I love
mixtape-
Big Sean. I'm like, I can see it. Like
George,
Big Sean was my favorite
Yeah.
rapper because he like when you listen to the lyrics.
you want to go to a concert?
Oh, let's see. Let's go to a Logic and Big Sean. I know you like Logic.
Yeah, I like both of them.
Yeah, and I know you listened to Russ the other day. I think
I
he's
do.
good too.
Listen,
That's-
I'm big on the rap hip hop.
wow,
I
But
mean,
they-
I listen to everything, but like
But listen,
these
they like
playlists.
they're different than like the Gunners and like
Little
Little
Durks of the
Babies
world.
and
I know,
like shit like that.
I know.
It's very different because
Yeah.
they
I
actually
know.
talk about shit and like
I
you
know.
could understand them.
There's substance to the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. I know every once in a while I don't mind listening to these guys. I like that music. I was listening to that all day.
If it
Like, I
has a
used
good
to-
beat, like will I bump it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the
Yeah.
most part, I'm usually looking to like not just be filled with
Right.
mumble.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Mumbo jumbo is what I like to call it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that comes with age and if it's just, because it's just like
Yeah,
have-
you asked a 27-year-old George 2 years ago, bro. Listen to hip hop every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Was a trap star.
You also got angry every day.
Yeah.
so.
No, you know what the anger stemmed from, I think? When we were starting our business, it was hard because like we were all working our own business while starting this.
Yeah.
Then before we even had Ange, we were trying to get her on board, and then we were trying to do this and that, and like things weren't moving fast enough. So I'd get frustrated and be like, "Yo, I want to move faster. I want to like make this shit happen. I want
Yeah.
to make some money." And I just decided to, I realized I have to take a step back.
Yeah.
Like with my own business, I can work on my speed. With the business that we have, we got to work on a shared speed. It's just
Yeah.
that simple.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't
Yeah.
you
Dealing
can't move
with
1,000 miles an
two
hour.
different tempos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I learned to like relax on that and like I guess
There's a lot too though, because like I mean when you're starting up a business just in general, like it was like it was refreshing to like because like you have something, I have something, and then it's just like okay, like there's a lot that really goes into that process, like, you know, because obviously anybody can come up with an idea or like a, you know, an item or project or something, and it's very much like you're like, okay, like, you know, like, we're gonna make $1 million, we're gonna do this, okay, like that's, you know, that's the first phase really. It's just like you have the inception of an idea, but then getting all of the paperwork done, which isn't like a lot once you've done it enough. It's you just know what you need to get done. But, you know, setting up bank accounts, getting the paperwork, the LLC, filing with the government, like just, you know, the IRS, like there's a couple of things in place that need to happen. And if you're coming from another world, like this is all just a foreign language. And then outside of that, well, then you actually have to put in a business plan, and it's like set pricing and set names and get logos and trademarks and patents, and like it's just there's a lot that goes into that.
And then you look at your day to day
And so you're doing all of that on top of your normal life, on top of the other business, and so it's like now it's like I have to balance and juggle both of these things.
It becomes a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the main issue.
Now we balance a podcast out, so now I have literally no sleep ever.
You know what, bro?
anything.
Right now, it's actually really nice. Like, we're not like, you know, it's not the busy season.
Yeah.
You know, obviously we know December and January are like our slowest months by far.
Yeah.
So it just feels nice to like get on a podcast and just relax, talk to the team, and just, you know,
Talk.
Yep.
and realize that, hey, we're getting all our ducks in a row for like the new season. It's gonna be a good time.
Ducks in a row.
Nice ducks.
Is that a saying?
Yeah.
It's a saying.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Are you serious?
Is that WPS?
I talk to too many realtors, bro. They do all these stupid
WPS.
Or, no, is it WSP?
No,
it's WPS.
WPS.
Yeah. You guys know what WPS is?
What?
White people shit.
I was talking to say that. Talk to too many white realtors, bro.
No.
It's so funny because none of us are really like classified as a white, I guess, right?
We're all minorities.
Except for Camila,
Actually,
baby.
in this room, we're the majority.
We are.
Camila is actually the minority. But technically, Camila isn't like, you know, she's white skinned, but like, you're Polish.
Polish,
so,
yeah.
So like, you're not like just.
You're zesty
Shout out
still.
Camila, working the boards.
You're not just
Right.
like you're not like, all right, like she's just born in New Jersey, white skinned,
Yeah.
and then like no ancestry or something. Like it's
She's
just
culture. She got culture.
Speaking of that, were you guys all born in the United States?
No, I was born in Ecuador.
I
Oh,
was born
really?
here.
Wow.
I was
didn't-
born
I didn't
here.
know
I think you did tell me that before, actually, Alan.
Yeah, people forget that. It's you know, I'm a first generation American here,
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty fire.
Yeah, I always think that's so crazy how like, you know, because my parents moved here when they were basically like my age now, probably a little bit younger actually. Like I think like my mom was like probably like 25 or something. And I just couldn't imagine like just straight up like if you told me today like, I mean I guess I could, but like you have like you're out, you're leaving everybody
Yeah.
you know, everything you know, your career, your job, your home, like just your car, like you're just moving, you know, to the land of freedom, the land of opportunity, which, you know, was America, which still is America, but like just a different America back in like, you know, I think it was
Yeah.
like 2000 or whatever that when we moved here. And so for me, like, it's, you know, I mean, I never thought of it twice, but like now that I'm their age when they're moving, like that's just so wild. The concept of just straight up, just, you know,
Yeah.
you're out of there and just you're moving.
Right.
But when you actually think about that, like, yeah, like, dude, imagine living in like your country forever and just like having to just, you know,
Yeah.
switch
Leave with
over.
just like a bag.
Leaving everything you know to start something new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it really is crazy.
Yeah, that's a wild thought. It's you know, but I mean, I'm happy they did.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's funny because like when we moved here, you know, obviously like the normal expectancy is like, okay, like go to school, get good grades, go to middle school, go to high school, go to college, get a job, and it's just like by the time I finish that high school college phase, you know, imagine like me trying to tell my parents like, nope, that college thing just isn't for me. Like that's just not gonna work. They're like, why did we
like
move here for?
Everything
You know?
they wanted you to do.
Everything.
is just,
I mean, I graduated. I got my degree. You know, it was definitely something that I wanted to do for them. And then, but we had an agreement. I was like, after I get my degree, like, you know, you have to just trust me. Like, I'm gonna make this work and do my own thing. And you know, we're here a couple years later, and they're
Bro, I
proud.
got-
They're proud.
Got my fucking
They're proud.
master's in healthcare, bro.
Dude,
Not doing shit with
Bro,
that.
a lot of people don't use what they went to college for. Like,
No, it's a good backup.
Have, like,
it's a really
a-
good backup for us.
yeah. No,
Definitely
mine is
something
I have a bachelor's in science and nutrition with a minor in public health. Like I'm educated.
Yeah.
But I don't do jack shit with it.
Education.
Yeah, I got smarticles.
articles.
No, it really does suck that like education has to be the way it is like today.
Yeah.
Because if we actually learned about the thing, like that's why I bring up Big Sean, because like, you know, you hear some of the lyrics he says, he's like,
Right.
if we just teach the kids about taxes and stuff and like, things that actually matter, like it would be different,
They don't want
Yeah.
you to know all that though.
Not
at that
to,
age.
well, you know what it is? It's like honestly, like it's, and I didn't believe this at first, but I fully believe this now. And it's not to sound like a conspiracy theorist or nothing, but like when schooling was like invented, or when like just education, public education, and was not a thing because it's still a thing today, but like when it was, I guess I don't know what the word is, but in the 1900s, basically like the ideology of school was, okay, you're gonna go to school so that we could qualify people and so that we can hire them to become employees and have jobs, right? And again, nothing wrong with that, but that was essentially the model for school, was so that you can go and become a well-trained individual and then go get a job. And there's definitely careers that, require that, which I don't knock. I think it's very important. Like if you're going to be a doctor or in healthcare, or if you're a lawyer, like you should absolutely go to school and go to these professions and basically like get that degree so that you can then have that career that you want. However, we are now no longer in the 1900s. We're in like the 2000s. It's a new century. It's just new day and age. We're in this digital age. And so obviously entrepreneurship and business is something that's becoming a little bit more popular and a little bit more just like attractive and appealing, becoming a YouTube star, being a TikToker, influencer. Like these are all things that like kids want to do these days. But it's like we still have a school system that caters to this old way of life, which was very much like go to school, get a job, go to school, get a job, go to school, get a job. And so they're not teaching you some of these things like how to do your taxes and how to like, I don't know, take out a loan and how to like just do some of the paperwork and some of these legal things that like are in real life. Like they don't teach you like, okay, like how you should, they don't teach you money, but it's not even about money. It's like, they don't teach you like, okay, like when should you get like life insurance or health insurance? Like how should you do like some of these just things, and it's just, it's very much so like just, okay, like here's how to read, here's how to write, here's how to do numbers, here's how to like study history, here's how to like do science. Right. And again, those things are important to a certain level. I don't know what that level is. I'm not a professional. I'm not talking out of my own experience, just from what I've read. But so that model is just it's outdated. It's just genuinely is outdated. Like, so now you see that there's courses that, there's like schools that have like trades where you can go and become a mechanic. You can go and become a welder. You can go and become, they have entrepreneurship classes. They have, all these other things now that are like trying to, but they just can't keep up because we as social media and we as a society, we're just doing all these things and branching out. And now we have AI and we have all these other like new programs. And it's like school's still trying to like figure out like what's the curriculum? How do we adapt to this? And just because it's not one school, it's as a country as a whole, you have to set that like standard in it. So it's just, I don't have the answers.
It's funny you bring that up because I went to Bergen Tech in Teterboro.
Yeah.
And there was like it was technically a trade school, So like I majored for 4 years in digital media. But regardless of that fact, I had a couple classes and I got to learn Photoshop and all that good stuff that I was interested in that like actually helps me out today. But that was like 1 or 2 hours of my day. You're talking about like, a 9-hour day, like 7.5 hours is just like other shit that like we don't need. Like a typing class.
Yeah.
Like, what do you like?
Well, so that's what I'm saying.
Get your fingers in a row and make sure you don't like shift that. Like,
right.
Come on, dude.
But
like,
so like even stuff like that, it's like there's kids who are 3 years old on an iPad. You don't need to get taught how to, like move your fingers. Right. You can learn it for sure, and you can try and like break the world record and be really good typer. There's definitely a way to type that's more efficient, but for the most part, like that's where I don't agree with a lot of these things. Where it's like, okay, like so I have to pay. Even though taxpayers pay so that like you can learn how to type. It's like
go ahead, man.
Yeah, no, definitely a lot of unnecessary classes that you're forced to take rather than developing the child, developing the student. I feel like that's what I see as the main issue is like, does this kid knows kind of what he wants, or maybe he does. He's like, okay, maybe I'll just follow it. And then just like me personally, and I'm sure like just like us, it's like you see it every day. It's like, why am I taking this useless class that I'm never gonna use, and that my parents are here busting their ass to pay for something that I'm not gonna use? I think that's the main issue.
Like you even think about the example of like
even no, but there's so many examples. Like I can give you like 3 right off the bat. One thing is parking. Like I just. You go to college and you're paying thousands of dollars to attend this, and then on top of that they hit you with parking fees per semester, and it's like hundreds of dollars. And to me, it's just like there's certain like if you tell me like okay like it's for like a parking deck that they built and they spent money for, I kind of understand. But some of the parking is just like actual land, and so it's like you as as an establishment, you've painted with white paint 2 lines, and all of a sudden now this is worth this much money. Like that to me, just I don't agree with it. And then also like books, like just books are just dumb expensive at school.
And you're required to have them.
And you're required, yeah. Like there's literal classes where they're like, okay, like if you don't have this, like you know, so it's like they're like almost training discipline rather than like education. And then I have I know somebody who's like super allergic to things, and so like when you live on campus, they make you and force you to get a meal plan. So like let's say you can't eat any of the food because you have health problems or just allergies or whatever it may be. It's like it doesn't matter. You got to give us $2,000 for the food,
right?
And like again, there's certain laws that have to do with like the school's required to feed you, but like it's like so. There's just things that like schools are profiting off of as a business that just make no sense.
It's not education; it's business education.
Surprised they didn't hit you with the immigrant fee, bro.
I'm crying. I feel like when you're in college and stuff, that's like where it matters. But also when you're like really young, like my daughter's in 3rd grade, but she's so far behind. Like with COVID and stuff like that, they didn't take any of that stuff into consideration. And it's like they still want the kids to be like knowing everything right on point. That's crazy.
It's crazy because like it's also like I said, it's one model that's really like set up for like batch education. So like there are kids who learn in different ways and they learn through different styles. There's people who are visual learners. There's people who have to do it themselves. There's people who can learn through other people, and so. It's just like I get why it's in place because it tries to appeal to the majority of people, but it's just again it's a little outdated in some of the practices in the model, but
no, but that's what it is, bro. Like TikTok's new, Instagram is popular. These things these kids are getting paid like dancing and shit on the line.
Yeah, you lose any interest in school. Well, don't get me wrong. Like here's the other thing that like the other side of the coin is this. Just because I think like, okay, like school sucks or school isn't as important, like you should still go to school because there's also a lot of people out there who are just straight up bums who are living on a dream 100%. That's never going to come true. And it's like, you're never going to make anything out of your life. And so just because it's kind of cool to like shit on school and just like not attend it, it's like, okay, well, if you're not going to go to school, you better be prepared to work your ass off to like become self-made and do something else. Because that's the alternative. There is no like, okay, like, like F school, I'm going to ditch school, like school sucks. Right. But then you're not doing anything else. Like that's also not cool either. Like that's not what I, like it's,
what's funny?
Go to school, become successful in it, get a career, or don't, and then do something on your own, but make sure you succeed in that as well. Because, otherwise, like, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah. No, it's funny you brought that up because I just read something on Instagram, and I'm going to bring it up right now. It was this guy, the Danko. You reposted something from this guy.
Comedian?
No, he gives the educational tips and stuff like that. But he said some people are just sheeps. Like they're just supposed to be like they're not leaders. They're supposed to be.
Yeah, so that's the other thing too. It's like, look, we have 7 billion people in this world. Like we all can't be a business owner. We all can't, be millionaires. We all can't be. You need both sides of people. You need people who are going to be leaders, and then you need other people who are going to be followers. Right. You need people who are going to own things, and there's people who's going to work within those things. And so it's just like once you identify and you truly understand like who you are and what you're capable of and what you're meant to be, like then you can act accordingly and you can start striving towards those goals and those careers and those opportunities, because it's just like if you're not that person. Like I'm not saying you're just not. I don't know. So it's like no disrespect, but you need both. Like they have to coexist because
100%. But yeah, to round out the whole education talk, I'm just mind boggled the fact that like people have changed the way they make money and the way they do things, and social media just blow up so much, but the education system is just staying the same. And look, my school that I went to in high school, yes, you took a trade. You did a trade and you had like 2 classes at senior year or whatever it was, right, for 2 hours. But a lot of schools don't do that. I'm talking about 95% don't do that, and that's like, and that's just the start. So it's like, until 8th grade, like your daughter, until 8th grade, she should be learning that shit. She should just be learning the regular shit, right?
Yeah,
but then
like
after,
I feel like the basics, and then once you get to like high school, that's when they should be throwing in the trading stuff, the learning about income,
What you're
your
interested
taxes.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where they should start getting you ready for college. They say they do. We're getting you ready for college. We're getting you ready for college. It's nothing like this.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like you're learning the basic math, the
and,
basic
like,
reading, the basic history. It's
Unless
like,
you're like a history major in college, you shouldn't be taking any history classes.
yeah,
Like that's it. You learn history and that's it. Like how much
History is also a very kind of like subjective topic, right? Because there's the
Agreed.
whole history is written by the winners, and so
Yeah.
if you're in America, you learn about American history, but at the end of the day, like there is so much world history from all these other countries. Like
Yeah.
if I grew up in South America in Ecuador, I would be learning about South American history, and I would know nothing about American history. You know what I mean? Which
Right.
so there's definitely I think you can learn in life through many things, right? Experiences, traveling, culture, like just, so there's definitely more practical things in life that you can learn and apply and become that's not found in a textbook. That's not found in a classroom. Not all classrooms have I think that's what it is. Not all classrooms have four walls.
So
I like
here's
that quote.
I have an issue with history because like I know history is good and I know history repeats itself,
Right.
so you should know it.
It's
right?
yeah.
But like for me, like okay, I just got like involved in the stock market. I want to know the history of the stock market because that's gonna help me like trade today. That's gonna help me do things today. I know that it's hey, we're down, we're gonna go back up. It's just statistical in the last 30 years we've been going up. Great. But I mean like my friends like sometimes they're like my one buddy, he like knows all the presidents. He's like, who's the 20th president? Like, can you name the 20th president?
no.
No, you can't. No one can.
I think I actually might.
Who's the 20th president? Is it Andrew Jackson?
This not Theodore.
I don't know.
Is that a
It's
president?
not Theodore. It's not Theodore Roosevelt.
We
Theodore
have
Roosevelt?
so many-
I
I
think,
wanna
he-
get
I think, he was,
roasted
I
so
think Theodore
bad.
was 18.
I'm about to check right
It's
now.
one of the Roosevelts.
You said 20th, right?
Did any of you guys remember when you were like really young? They made you sing this song. I don't know if it's just me, but they made you sing like a song so you can memorize all 50 states and their capitals. Like, why does that even matter? Yeah, dog.
You
I was
guys
off
good.
by 6.
Do you know what though? Because technology's
What was
changed so
26?
much. Like
Yeah,
now,
I think it's Woodrow. No,
We
no,
Google
Woodrow
everything.
Wilson?
you
think
can
Wood-
Google everything for sure now. Yeah, I mean,
Point
look,
is, yeah.
there's things that are definitely worth knowing or remembering, and then there's things that like you just like. I don't want to be like you don't need them or need to know them.
I mean, you flood your head with it. I don't want to know the 20th president because that's going to flood my head, and that's not going to help me in any way. In any of my businesses, anything. I'm sorry, it's just not. Like,
yeah,
it's great. I'll know the couple presidents and this and
It's
that. But
general information that could be patriotic, could be just
that'll help you
good to
in one
know.
small situation when you're drinking on a Saturday night with
you're
your
playing
friends
trivia.
and you're just screwing around. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that
Yeah.
like it's just like why should I flood my head with with things like that? Like
right.
so you got to pick and choose in all in history and in all like situations. You got to pick and choose what you fill your head with
Yeah,
and what you want to know.
Yeah, what you deem important.
Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah. So I mean, and the last thing I'll say about school too is like I think like everyone's figuring themselves out as they go. So like sometimes you do know what you want to do when you're like early on, right? Like there's definitely people who are like 7, 9, 12, whatever, and they were always dead set on being like, I want to be a marine biologist, like at this school, teaching at this place with this ocean, like, and
Yeah.
it's like that's crazy to me because that was not me. I didn't figure
Yeah.
myself out till like almost 20, and so it's one of those things where like depending on your development and your maturity and your life experiences, like it's like
Wait, so no one in your family or no one was doing photography before you and you kind of just like took over. You kind of just started the whole thing yourself?
yeah, I basically I started this because I wanted to travel the world.
Nice.
I just it seemed like a way out. It seemed like okay, like if this is like my ticket item to be able to get paid to travel, because that's a real thing.
Right.
People are capturing countries and resorts and adventures and excursions and all these things. And I've gotten to travel to a certain extent. I've been out of the country. I've been around the U.S. to different states. We now we do business in a couple of different states, but it's a tough industry too, though, because it's
Yeah.
like you have to be good. Like you have to be good, and it's getting to those networks, getting to those people's. Everything has to click, right? Like the networking, the person,
Right.
the art itself, the pricing, just a lot that is involved there. So, but that's really in a gist. Like I was just like, I just think like this is something I can do. My mom kind of taught me how to take photos when I was young, though. My mom was all about photos. Like my family's been big on memories and just taking photos for whatever, it's like we're doing Christmas, we're doing birthdays, we're doing New Year's, we're doing whatever it may be. We're going on a travel we're and so I kind of grew up with that. I had like one of those little pocket cameras or whatever that every like, kind of like middle school or high schooler had back in like when we were in high school.
Yeah, seriously.
And so I still have that camera, and I would take pictures as a little kid of just random shit, like my house, like the neighbors, like animals, like just and like
so cute.
I wasn't posting them anywhere. It was just like I was just doing it.
There was no
just,
social media, bro.
yeah, there was no social media. There was like there was MySpace, and I think he was like even before
Wow.
MySpace, I was doing it. So it was just like it related to me. Like
I remember the day MySpace came out. My cousin
Wow,
was
you're kind of old.
my cousin was like 8. Like,
Well, you were alive when MySpace came out too.
Yeah, I know. I
My
just
cousin
don't
was
remember.
like-
I don't remember the day.
my cousin
remember
just got in
Tom.
college, right? He was like 18
Camila,
years
were
old.
you alive when MySpace came out? You weren't alive when MySpace came out?
Do you remember when
Do
it
you
came?
remember MySpace? Do you know MySpace?
Oh, she not. Yeah,
Okay.
she don't.
You're
know.
not. Okay, then yeah.
Do you know about Tom?
Yeah, yeah.
Bro, Facebook blew up way
Tom.
more than MySpace.
Oh yeah.
Are you
100%.
friends with Tom?
Yeah, everyone.
Tom
was
was on. Tom was your first friend
so you
on
never had a
MySpace. He
MySpace?
made MySpace.
Oh,
She's
you would have
not
loved
old
it.
enough.
She would have loved
I
it.
made a Facebook when I was 14.
No.
And
Oh,
my
no.
mom found out. I got in trouble.
Oh.
But I made
14.
it.
I think I made a
Honestly,
Facebook when I was 14
MySpace,
though.
MySpace really shitted on Facebook. I'm not gonna lie. MySpace was fire. You could pick your own song. You could do little
Top 5.
coding.
To be honest, I
Pick your
don't
top
know.
5
I don't know if I agree with that.
friends.
I don't know.
I
It
just
was
think
definitely different.
I just think it was different. It was more creative. You could have more fun with it.
Change your
There was
layout.
there was definitely more creativity.
Yeah,
in it.
it was just different. It was something so different, and it was just like so cool. And then you switched over to Facebook, and it's like boring. As
And you know what's
shit.
funny? That's how you know good owners from bad owners of companies, because Facebook just adapted and just kept adapting, kept buying out companies. Like, dude, they're huge now. I mean,
Facebook
like
killed
MySpace
it.
is gone because they just wouldn't adapt
Well,
to.
MySpace still exists.
I mean, but like,
You can go on
It
MySpace.
does?
You can make an account today.
can I add you to my top 5?
Sure.
Sure.
Remember? Do you guys remember that?
You guys
I
are
don't
media
even
company.
use
Don't have a
Facebook
MySpace
anymore.
Either of you.
I use it for
Guys, follow us on MySpace. It's myspace.com/ sideways triangle / front door media group / volume / Alan Muriel /
But I think my account's still up. Surprisingly. It's
yeah.
just
I'm pretty sure my MySpace is still up.
Mine too. I never deleted it.
All right, so since we're on the social media topic, you guys want to let me ask you some fun questions?
Sure.
Sure.
I got one good one
About social media?
about social media, about relationships and social media.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
What's the
boy.
question?
Here we
Lay it
go.
on us, George.
I'm just curious what you guys think. There's no right or wrong answer. And I'm gonna see what your answer is. I know you're
Because I'm the only girl
the
here.
only
Right?
female here. So,
Wait,
we're not gonna name any names.
Are we putting are we sharing our status as far as like, are we single in a relationship?
Yeah, you can share your status.
If you
I'm
want.
in a
I
relationship.
think that's important for the audience to know, like
Yeah.
who's doing
Yeah.
what.
Before we ask the question.
Well, you gotta-
Right,
you gotta know a
because
relationship.
then you know, like it's like
Yeah.
because you can come into it with a single mindset, you can come into it with
Yeah,
like
so
Right,
they
right,
know
right.
you're biased or not. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel you. George?
This
you
is just
first.
more general.
take it away, George.
because,
That's your camera right there.
There's more general because, there are, couples who see each other every day. There are long distance couples. There
Right.
are different situations,
Yeah.
different timing, different everything, right? Ages and all that. But basically, I guess the most basic question, the most
already know
basic
what
way
he's
I could
gonna
ask
ask.
this question is:
The simplest.
you're in a
way.
relationship, all right? You guys like each other? A bit.
Well, I hope so.
Hopefully, about to love each
You're
other,
talking
right?
about in general terms.
Just general. Just
General.
general.
Okay.
Very
Two
general.
people are in a
real life.
relationship.
Two people in a relationship.
It doesn't matter. It could be male, male, female, female, male, female.
Doesn't
It's just
matter.
human
However you like
beings.
it.
Two
However you
human
like
beings,
it.
right? Human beings for sure, though. No, not like an object and a person. It's just this
Two
is
humans
two
for
people.
And we're just gonna go standard.
No
like,
AI and
you
robot.
guys aren't long distance, but you're not short either. Like you see each other like once or twice a week or whatever, right? You're building a relationship, and you're starting to love each other. When is the right time to post a picture with that person?
Okay.
I can tell you how long I waited till I posted a picture.
Yeah, I'm curious. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I-
'cause
you've
you
been-
and
you've been
Liv
with
been
Liv for
together
3
for
years,
a
huh?
long time. Yeah.
What's that?
3 years?
4.
Wow.
Yeah, we
Okay.
just did 4 back in December.
Congrats,
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're en route to do 5 soon.
Nice.
Soon by like meaning like the end of this year.
You know what that means, guys.
The big one of this guy's working hard, bro.
The big 5. The question is, when do you post them, right? So what I did, and this is just me being me. I'm so extra.
I was going to say,
Here we go.
Alan's mad extra. Let's just point that out first.
it's on Instagram, so you could actually scroll through and like,
See it.
see
Right.
it. I remember we started like dating, and I basically, I think it was like 3 months or so went by, and so then I posted a picture, but it was like a very discreet picture. Like it was just kind of like
Her hands.
she's in it or something, but it's like not like
No tag.
there's no tag and there's no sappy love comment, nothing. It was just more of like an acknowledgement, right?
Was her face in it or just like?
I don't. You have to look at Instagram. I don't remember. It's like, but it's also like the thing is like at the time my Instagram was very much so like a lot of photos because that's what Instagram was, is photos.
Right.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like videos. Now I'm posting videos and reels all the time, but it was photos. And I don't even think was there stories there. I don't even know if stories existed 4 years ago on Instagram.
No.
So it was just all you can get was just basically a post, right? And
Yeah.
so it was like a photo. I want to say it was about 3 months, or maybe it was 6 months, but it was within the first half a year. I did one post, and it was just like a very random post where it was like, for me at the time, I was trying to like be artistic and go to all these like places and get like super cool, like just like scenery and like just landscape. So it was like the skyline of New York City, or like the Empire State Building, or like a nice sunset, or like I was hiking. So it's like I was just looking to like just take some just some bangers, right? Super wide photos, and like I was a fan of like a small subject with like a big scenery.
Right.
So what I did was I took a picture, or we took a picture, and it was like we're in it, but you can't really make out who the person is. Like it was like the back of her head or something. Like it was just like, but like it's a girl.
Yeah.
So it's just like there's just mystery there. You know what I mean? Like we'll see.
Sorry,
what happens.
ladies, I'm taken.
No, we'll see what happens. And so then I think it was probably closer to the year mark that I was like, okay, like maybe like that, like 8 months to whatever, that I took a picture, and then like I posted. It was like a caption. Like I'll tell you exactly what it was. It was like it was like she was fully in it, but it was still like more so. It was like, hold on, give me 1 second, because I like the caption, but you guys probably think I'm a loser.
It's a softie.
No, I'm gonna get you these the it's not too far, and I don't really post that much these days. So it was the picture caption. Drum roll, please. Oh yeah, so I had taken a picture, like it was like this. It was just like we were at the aquarium,
Cute.
Okay.
and it's just like fish are friends, not food. So there's somebody there, but like it could be a cousin, it could be a friend, it could be like just it doesn't necessarily signify like
Ooh, Alan,
relationship.
who you seeing?
And
Nah,
then,
they know. There's
Oh
not a
no!
couple.
Here's what it was.
know.
I took a picture here when we were in Brooklyn. I didn't take it. Actually took the photos. It was like a photo that we went and had, and I heard showing people your personal life ain't good for business. And then so it was like a like a little fucking.
Wait, who's in the middle of that picture?
Business related, this
Who's
guy.
Who's in the middle of
little
that
wordplay.
picture?
It was a little wordplay, so because again on Instagram and even now till this day, a lot of it is just like very business oriented. Like it's like my personal life, but more of like lifestyle, not really like like just things or people. So it's just like, but yeah. So I would say I think I probably posted her maybe twice that year, and really it was just one post that was like really that, and then like by the next one I think it might have been like her birthday, and then like it was like our anniversary. Yeah, after 1 year, then it was like very public. It was like, okay, like you know what,
Yeah,
like
it doesn't matter.
because I don't like rushing into things, and I also don't really like. I'm definitely criticizing people, but I'm not about this. Like, okay, we've been dating for 2 months. Like, I love you so much on social media. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here.
Paragraphs
You'll be
and this
broken
and
up in
that.
like another 2 months.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's
I
like
feel like it also just depends on the type of person that you are. Like, I feel like I barely even post my child on Instagram. Like, that's just me. Like, I just don't. I'm not a very like. I'll
Just gotta
post
keep
a
it private,
selfie. That's really it. That's as most as like you're really gonna see about my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like it depends. Cause like when me and Jimmy first started dating, I didn't really post him like that. But now we have stories and stuff like that. So I would just be like storying here and there. We'll story
I
tag
feel like
each
it's
other.
stories now. It's
doesn't
not
count.
posting no
I feel
more.
like
Story
everything
doesn't
is.
count.
I feel like
It's the
everything
story
is
thing
story,
now.
but I also feel like
I'm the
I just
same
want to
way.
say that if you care this much about your other posting you on Instagram, you literally have to work on your
Yeah.
self issues
Agreed.
before you have that conversation.
You know what? But yeah, you have to, I guess, talk about expect. Like for example, like it depends also how the person is as far as like a user on Instagram, because there's different types of personalities. There's different types of just mindsets. So like there are people who use Instagram, never post anything, but they're on all the time, right? Because you're just keeping up to date. Like I have some friends that do that. You know, they're like very like ghost, like they're just on there, but like they're not on there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then I have like that, you know, kind of like maybe mid tier or low tier where it's like, again, you're on there and like you'll make a post once a year, twice a year, or something like that or whatever, right? Then you have your little bit more serious user where it's like you have, you know, they're putting out stuff or whatever. And then obviously the other end of the spectrum being like, bro, you're on this thing daily. Like we're posting, we're, you know, storying highlights, like you're doing stuff like that. So it, but you know, again, it also kind of depends on like the life that they live. Like some people maybe because of their jobs or maybe because of whatever. Like Liv, she barely uses her Instagram. You know, she's on there, but like she's not like she has like I don't know, like 20 posts on her IG. So it's just like, you know, I think I'm on there like twice or 3 times, and it's just like, but like I don't care. Like to me, like it's like I'd rather
stuff.
I'd rather
Yeah.
have the real love in person than on social media. Like I don't care like if people think this of this us or you know this about us. Like you know if they know, great. If they don't, whatever. Like it's between you and me. Like that's why we are in a relationship. You know what I mean? Like if you love me off camera, off Instagram, off social media, what the fuck is it to the world?
Right.
You know?
That would be
No, but
my
I-
first question. Like, why do you care so much?
No, I love that, and I'm not a big poster. Clearly, you know, I don't really post a lot, and I don't. And the reason is because I don't care to like have that person know what I'm doing.
Right.
You know, or that you know, like that person know where I'm at. Like I don't. I already you know, there's some people that follow me that I'm just like kind of acquaintances with. You know, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah.
But I understand if you're in a relationship and it's been quite a while, like why one person would feel that way and like would want to get shown off, I guess. And then most of the time it's just that female, but
Not this
It's
female.
100% the time the
It's
female,
100%
bro.
the
No,
female.
not this
100%.
one.
Not even
Well-
being sexist, it's 100%. But I'm not. There's no 90% of the time it's a girl that's usually having a problem with it.
That's
Not-
never been the case for me,
You're in the
guys.
10%.
hold
That's
on,
not.
and
Bro, I swear
you
to
were-
you, every relationship I've been in, the guy is always complaining, you never post me. I'm like, why do you even care, dude? Like, I don't give a shit. Why do you?
Oh,
You
no,
know what it
time
is?
out,
It's
time
a
out.
sense of security for either or.
It is.
yeah.
And to like,
but
oh,
Ange, if you're in a serious relationship for 3 years and the guy doesn't post you, like you don't feel weird at all?
No.
At all.
I just don't care about social media.
I
just
agree.
don't
I agree with
care.
you, but I-
he
a lot
could
of people won't
post
agree.
every single day. He could post us out to eat and post the whole table and not even post my fucking hand. I don't give a shit. That's just me.
Yeah, that's a big one
But
too. The
once
whole
you
eating
give me a
out
reason
and
to-
putting your food, but not the person.
Yeah.
That's a big one these days.
I'll be doing that.
I feel like I don't care unless you give me a reason to care. Like if it's been that forever, I don't care. But with the minute I see something that's like you being odd on socials or some weird activity, oh, you better start posting my face, us everywhere.
The thing
us
is,
in the bathroom,
thing is,
everything.
social media isn't real life though, so that's why I don't care. I'm like you, like it's like
Yeah,
it's
who
not real life.
cares?
Like it's
It's what you show. It's what
it's-
you choose to show.
especially like today's day and age. Like I don't know about anybody else out there, but for me, like I treat my social media as an extension of my business. Like for
Right.
me, it's
Yeah,
like
a
yo,
lot of people.
I'm posting these sideways 60 videos and like this is going up daily. Like so I'm gonna be making so many posts this year that like have nothing to do with my personal life. It's all just business oriented related stuff. So it's just like I'm on there to if you want to get inspired, if you feel a little bit motivated, if what I'm doing, whatever, like it's so like for me, it's not too much personal. There's a little personal, there's mixed because obviously I'm a human being. So, but like for the most part, it's just like I'm on there because I'm trying to push a product. I'm trying to push a service. Like I'm looking to grow.
Yeah.
Like it's like, yo, we did this year. We did that this month. Like we're opening up this thing. Like we're working with this person. So for me, I'm on there and that's what my social media is about. It's not like, because before I was in the business world, for sure, it was like, oh, like, I went to like Atlantic City or I was in like, out of the country or
Right.
I went and ate at this restaurant or I was doing that. That's like everyday shit. I don't give a fuck about that stuff. I care about like, yo, like we just secured this deal for this much and we did this with this person. Like, and like,
Yeah.
that's what I
Yeah.
want to talk about. I want to
That's why more and more, bro. Again, I'm not like a social media person. I literally go on my team Zoom account just to post, like, just to help Camilla, and we post some stuff, like as far as like wedding shit, right? But now I'm like, why the hell do I have a personal account? For what?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I should just like change that into like a personal business account type of thing. But I
Well,
mean,
you
like,
have two technically business because you have like almost like separation between the real estate side of things and the wedding
Yeah.
side of things.
I mean, I just made two different. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. But I like to keep the one page for the weddings, because then it kind of just geared towards like the
No,
weddings and
for
events,
sure.
and it just like makes sense. You
There's
know?
there's no reason to mix those two.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for you guys are like doing so many different types of videos. You kind of just posting like everything you're doing, which is like nice too.
We tried the whole photo video page at one point or another because it was
Didn't
like
work.
just it's a lot to keep up with, and then
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
also it creates confusion for the user. So if you're a consumer and you're looking to like book us, like you might be like on our like secondary page or so then, but it also divides now the following too. So it's like, okay, like if we can successfully get people to follow this page, they're not following this one, and or if they're following this one, they're not following that one.
Right.
So you know, it also just looks better too for credibility purposes if this one has however many thousands of followers versus like, you know, it's like, I don't know, so you have 10,000 across both and they both read like 5, but it's like seeing 10 on one is definitely better than just not.
100%.
So it's
Yeah.
just like,
100%.
you know.
Yeah,
so-
then you tend to like focus on one and not focus on the other, you know, and then like it kind of just the other one
hard, it's hard
dies
to
out a
keep,
little
it's
bit.
hard to keep up
It's
too.
hard.
So
Yeah.
it's just, you know, we just have the one main at Sideways Triangle. Go follow, subscribe, share, like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, everything.
Yeah.
And so what do you? So what's your take on this, Matt?
I kind of dealt with, I guess, not posting, but more of being just a story person of the other person.
Yeah, but you get the
other person
kickback.
I was seeing.
You get the kickback of
And-
like, oh,
Again, I guess I just like to be a mystery too, I guess. But I mean, the other person knows who they are. But yeah, I did kind of run in, not to trouble, but just like the uncertainty of the other person too, like felt maybe some type of way, like, oh, why don't you post me or whatnot? And it's kind of just like, I don't like to, maybe just because my own is just like, again, it has nothing to do. Like it's not real life in the end. Like the other person knew, like, all right, we're going to eat. We're doing this. It's like, so it's, I guess but for them, I see it as more of a problem for a woman. Just like it's a sense of security.
oh, I'm gonna be a
Like-
girl. I'm gonna be a girl. But Matt, what about
I'm done. I just
what
don't
about
get
when
why
a girl
girls
goes
care
on your
so
page
much.
Yeah.
and she doesn't see another girl?
It
What about
doesn't
the story goes
matter.
No
after,
other girl
the
hit
story
me
goes
up.
away after 24 hours. So
Who
you know, after 24 hours,
cares?
I'm not there. No, now the girl wants to DM you.
Your response should
Hey.
be, so you don't trust me?
Yeah.
That's what the response should be.
It's
No, I don't.
It's been that way.
You don't?
Now what?
So why are
Wait,
we
wait,
together? There you go. Then you should question why you're with me if you don't trust me. And this goes back to, once again, whose insecurities? Yours. Am I here
Yeah.
to help you work through them? Sure. Will I always be? No.
No.
Andy in the
No.
building.
Yo, read the group chat, Andy, bro.
And you just
Pick
walked
up your phone, bro.
in this bitch mad bold.
No, you can help Camille out and make sure everybody else knows. But so no, I agree with that. Like I think it's, you know, I mean, but then you know what? I'm just gonna play devil's advocate here. Ready? If it's not real life and it's just fake or you know a virtual whatever, if your partner wants to, what's the big deal? Why can't you accommodate for them?
Well, no.
Just to play
yeah.
devil's
Hold on,
advocate, right?
the whole,
Then you could.
the
No,
whole
like, if we-
Instagram not
if we
being real life
downplay-
thing.
yeah.
I agree with that, but I don't, because there's real people making real money every day on that shit.
Oh, dude.
Fucking posting reels and shit.
Internet money is crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it is real life.
But you're right. Okay. But what I'm saying is this, though, right? Like, if it means nothing, but it's gonna make your partner happy. I'm just playing devil's advocate. If social media means nothing and it makes your partner happy that you post them, then why not? Or why? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why can't you?
You know, I mean, at the end of the day, depending on how you feel about that person, you're gonna have to post them on social, I think. And I think it's just the day and age. I think it means a lot to certain people. Now, for Ange, it doesn't mean a lot to her because you know I don't because again we kind of know that it's kind of like not
Who
real life and
cares?
it's just like doesn't really
Yeah.
matter and it's like it's just all showing off and bougie shit. But I think at the end of the day, I see where some people are coming from when they say, oh, you know, well, like I've been with this person for this long and he hasn't posted me. Because at the end of the day, it's like if you get posted by somebody, they like, you know, they care about you.
There's some
I
form
guess.
of validation
There's
there.
some form, yeah. There's something.
Yeah, I'm not saying every day or every month or every whatever, but if it was like at least once or I don't know. I mean,
nothing
it depends
crazy.
on the relationship. You got to talk about it, I guess.
Yeah.
If it comes up and when it comes up, right? What do you
Yeah,
think?
pretty much. I agree. Like, I cannot see the problem. I don't know why it's such a big deal, but I like if some people feel that way, especially if like you date someone who posts like their entire life and then they're just not posting you. It's a little weird. It's a little like, maybe wait it out, see how it goes. But me personally, I could be with a fucking vlogger and I still will not give a shit because that's just me. Like I just don't care.
It's just
Unless
I
you see
just-
something sus happening, then
Yeah, that's different. But and then like almost every single relationship I've been in, I've always been that way. And like my like partner, always a dude by the way, is always like,
Just in case.
and you were wondering if it might be a chick. No, it's a dude, and they're always like pressed about it. And I'm just there like, I don't really care that much. Like, if you care, sure,
Here you go.
I'll post you. You feel better. But like, if it just make you happy, yeah. But know that I'm doing it to make you happy, not because it's like a big deal for me. But if
Right.
it's a big deal for you, sure.
Well, there's other things in relationships too that like you do for your partner, even though again to you it's very much like just playing devil's advocate again, right? Like I mean, and this I don't even have to play devil's advocate on this one, but I think to a certain extent we all, in no matter what relationship we're in with somebody, find ourselves doing something that's very much like, you know, it's not for us, it's for them because you know that it's gonna make them happy. So it's like a compromise. It's like a, you know, all right, like this is dumb or this is meaningless or I don't see what the big deal is or whatever. Both from a guy and a girl perspective. Like there's things that matter to you or me or whoever that matter more to them or vice versa and the opposite, you know?
yeah, I think whether you're an Instagram person or not, and whether you post a lot or not, it comes to a certain time in a relationship where you got to say, you know what, I have to, you know, do this for the other person, because at the end of the day, it's like, it's true. I mean, if you're really big on Instagram and you're just
But
like a little insecure about yourself, which a lot of people are, I think, and again, this is not me. I'm not an Instagram person. I don't like posting. You know, I post like once a year maybe, and I'll throw some stories up here and there. But most of the time, I'll just repost like a business thing, you know, because again, I see it as more of a business purpose.
Yeah.
But there is like a certain point where it's like respect to like, you know,
There's, you know
post
what,
that-
you
post that
know what
person.
though? There's also, you brought up a good point too with, you just reminded me, it's like, there's also a difference between wanting to and because you have to.
I know a
Yeah.
lot of people
Which-
that do it because they have to.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
I
but
said that
no,
before.
but so like I could totally see an argument going down where it's like, okay, it's like, oh, you never post me or whatever, and then like somebody being like, all right, fine, like I'll post you. It's like, no, like now I don't want you to post me. It's
Yeah.
like, well, why? It's like because I want you to want to post me, not because I told you have to post me.
That's hilarious.
And I'm like, oh
Never get what you
my
want.
Yeah.
god.
It's a little circle. It's a little circle.
It's
Yeah.
like, bro, like it's like you want this, and then when you can
Never
have
please
it,
them.
you
No, I want you to
don't-
post me on your own time without telling me. You just do it unless you don't want to. Then don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That like
I
reverse
kinda get that.
psychology too.
We said it verbatim.
You ever see that
I'm
movie?
kind of the same way, but with certain things, like if someone apologizes to me after I say, "Oh, but you didn't even apologize to
Oh,
me
yeah.
for it,"
I am 100% like that.
I don't like
I tell
that.
Liv all the time, like, you're just doing this or whatever. It's just like, I'll call her the F out. And it's just
I
like,
just stay quiet because I know it's not gonna mean anything to you. I'll just wait.
I'm just like,
See, that's a good one.
I'll
He just
make it
said,
up
I'll
to you
stay
in
quiet.
another
I'll
way.
just wait.
Because it doesn't mean anything. It don't mean anything. Yeah, it's
Good
like you're
choice.
just doing it just because, like, yeah, you're like, oh, okay, you're right. But if I say like, okay, I'm sorry, it's like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's too late. I'll just come back later and fix it.
yeah, I
Give a little back rub.
actions speak louder than words too. So I mean, whatever you could say it, you know, even if you are genuine, it's just bad timing because it was brought up
In the moment.
in the moment, and then you
Yeah.
know you could apologize later on again or the next day or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I gotta go. I have to sign off on this one.
Yeah.
okay,
All right, we'll switch topics. I know you have to run and things.
Has
Got a
mommy
blast.
duties.
And again, thank you for having us.
Thank you, Anne.
Thank you for having me. Anytime, guys. Welcome to my channel. Like,
No. We Ange has to go run some errands and she has to get back to work at the end of the day. This is Front Door Media Group. So George is my business partner
Business is always
and
running.
Ange is the lead administrator. So as much fun
Things
as it
have
was,
to get done.
as much fun as it was not talking about work right now, you got to get back to work.
back to the vibe.
So George, on the topic of posting, let's talk posting real estate. Let's talk.
Peace out.
Let's talk realtors, right? Let's talk.
Yeah.
You know, so you are a real estate photographer for people who don't know out there. Tell the people what you do.
So I'm a big shot. No. No, I do mostly real estate photography and weddings, really. I mean, you know, some obviously other events and stuff too, but
How long have you been doing that for?
been like 15, 16 years now.
15, 16 years?
Just been
15?
15.
15?
15.
Bro, believe it
You've
or
been
not.
shooting
life.
since 15?
Believe it or not. And again, this is why I brought it up before about how you just started your business, like kind of out of nowhere.
Right.
My father's been doing this for 45 years. You know what I'm saying? So, what, everything's good?
You're
Oh
good.
no, you're good.
Yeah.
Keep
my
going.
father's been doing this for like 45 years. So at the end of the day, he was the only Armenian dude doing this back in the day, bro. Like anyone who had a wedding was just calling this guy. And luckily, I was able to like work with him. I shot my first wedding when I was 14, but that was me like as an extra, you know.
Right.
So I was literally just like an extra. I was just going in. I was trying to help him out and just learn from the primary photographer. And bro, for like maybe 2 years, like I just trained. He would just give me like $50. And I'll just go and eat and fucking take pictures at the cocktail hour and do this and do that.
You were doing a wedding for $50,
Bro,
I mean, you're 15.
Yeah,
$50
literally.
is a big deal.
yeah, but especially back then, especially over 10 years ago.
$50
like,
was like $100 back then too.
exactly.
Yeah, $100 was like $10 these days, dude.
Yeah, because $50, like my boys were making $50 in 7 hours of working at like Radio Shack and shit, you know?
Yeah.
So you're talking about I'm going to
That's when minimum wage was also like $6-7.
yeah, I'm just going to a wedding just like stress free because I'm just like taking extra shots.
Where
you
does
know?
the real estate come in? Was your dad shooting real estate?
No. So my dad was never really shooting real estate. Actually, it's funny because I just like kind of like got into that on my own, and I have this realtor. I just saw the realtor today. Actually, he's a broker. This guy James. He's from my church. He has like 40 agents under him. He has like a whole like little office and whatever. And I got connected with him. I started doing like I maybe did like a house or two for free for him. I was trying to get like the wide angle lens, like the whole thing kind of like teed up, doing my own editing, this and that. Finally, he started hiring me for a couple of jobs. I started working with the team. Then we started finding editors, and we started build. Bro, we built from four and a half years ago, bro. I started my first gig like real estate, and now here I have like 400 agents I work with this year. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
So I mean, like, yeah, no, you guys do a lot of like the videos. You guys do a lot of different types of videos. That's why I'm like, you guys are like, I feel like are everywhere, which is awesome. I'm just like I feel like I'm like right here in real estate, and right here in weddings. I'm like,
right. No,
yeah.
you have specific niches and
Yeah.
audiences that you work
Right.
towards,
Yeah.
which is cool. That's good because it's there's two approaches to it essentially, right? You could appeal to the masses, or you could just be
stick to be a master at one or two. Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm trying to up my wedding game. Real estate, I think we're pretty spot on right now. We're doing pretty well. So, I mean, I just had a realtor I just saw a realtor last week. My client, he had another realtor there. She's also a stager. She just reached out to me this week, first time. She was like, "Oh, I'm a new client. Like, let's." We had text 3 years ago. She was like, "Hey, I worked with you 3 years ago somehow."
Damn.
Yeah.
We're like, "Yo," and we said what's up? Like, "Hey, how you doing? Like, nice to meet you." And then she was like, "Oh, I see texts between us. Like, let's get another gig going this week." So I was like, "All right, whatever."
So you once you started taking on a couple of shoots in real estate, you obviously liked it. Obviously, you still wouldn't be doing it.
Real estate I love because at the end of the day, bro, I've been doing the weddings and events for like a lot longer, like
Right.
14, 15 years
It's
compared
a good
to
mix too, because that happens on the weekends, and then the real estate happens
During
throughout
the
the
week,
week.
right.
So you're busy on
The best.
all days,
Right.
really.
So I got like, let's say my girlfriend's best friend's birthday, which I've known for a month, is gonna happen on Saturday. And I have a wedding that Saturday. I mean, worst come to worst, I could send people out and still have a team built and still like do that whole thing, while still making money during the week with real estate,
Right.
Which is nice, because I'm not just dependent on like, hey, that money during the weekend.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing I realized, like having a gig during the week with a gig on the weekends is really nice.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're working. I mean, like some days I'm working 7 days a week, and it is what it is. But I mean, you're chasing the money or not? That's the question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Back chaser.
yeah. You already know.
What's I have an interesting question for you, right? So, obviously we own a company together, and we've seen quite a bit of stuff throughout our
Right.
real estate journey here. What would you say is your favorite, and what would you say you hate about the real estate industry market, right? Like, we're in the marketing media. By the way, Frontier Media Group is a full service real estate media company. We're talking photos, videos, drone, Matterport, floor plans, website, custom creations, 3D renderings, Photoshop,
Virtual staging.
virtual staging, a little bit of everything, right? So, if you guys ever need us, we'll link in right here, our website. Check us out. But anyways, we're gonna dive a little bit deeper as the owners and as like the actual the cameramans of company 2, because we go out there and shoot still. I'm curious, because what is your favorite thing about it, and what's one thing that like obviously you hate, because not everybody loves 100% of everything they do. So
I'm gonna start with what I hate, and what I hate is what you guys just saw before this podcast when we have a client zooming us because after 2.5 weeks, the owner of the house finally saw the photos and is not completely happy, and wants the photos to tone down and different coloring. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, wait, I do this every day.
I saw the photos and they were fine.
Yeah, I think they look pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, like, again, if someone else shot it, I would have said the same thing. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm honest with my work, so if it's not that good, I'm like, you know what, we could have done better.
Right.
But that one was okay. I just think the owner was picky, and I remember being there that day and knowing that the owner's picky. So that's just really like my pet peeve. I'm like, Ange, go deal with that. I'm like, that's how we got her, for that stuff. But my favorite part is probably just flying the drone, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I love flying my drone. I just got the Mini 3.
Yeah.
Just purchased today. It's gonna come in a couple of days.
Gang, Mini 3 gang.
TGI.
If only
Yeah.
Roberto were here. Roberto comes in here and he has his 3 now.
He loves that shit, right?
Yeah, so he starts like joking around. He goes, "Is this my 3 or your 3?"
That's funny. Yeah, he's a funny dude.
Everybody got 3s out here.
But yeah, bro, I'm just trying to up the game a little bit on the drone. And honestly, bro, I mean, let's get real. Like, it takes the shortest amount of time to fly the drone and get what you need to get done.
Right.
And you get paid the premium. You get paid the most. You
Yeah.
know. So you're doing a photo job and you're making your whatever $50-$100, whatever it is. As a service guy, you're doing the drone in literally like a fifth or eighth of that time.
It's a
that
higher
you're
paying
getting.
ticket item,
Exactly, right?
which is nice. Yeah.
So
Not everybody's good with the drone though. Honestly, I mean, Roberto's crashed like 3 of them.
I've crashed a handful in my life. Yeah, I mean now
I've crashed my drone too. I feel like if you
Yeah.
haven't crashed your drone yet, you haven't put your drone to the
Yeah.
test.
dude, I've had some awesome footage of me crashing my drone. Like I got way over my head. I was like, I remember just going. I was like, this shot's fucking awesome. Boom, 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 boom. And I was like, oh shit. I had to call a tree company.
To get your
I
drone
paid
out?
them $200 to go up on the fucking ladder thing and go get my drone. And it was
stuck?
And
It was
still good?
stuck and it was so high.
How high? I was going to ask you.
It was high, dude. It
like,
was like
you couldn't get like a 20-foot ladder. You
it was
needed-
like 100 feet in the air.
no
Damn.
way.
It was stuck. Like I could barely see it, but like because of like the way the camera was facing,
Right.
I saw a certain part of the street, and then I analyzed, and I was like, okay, it's
which
right
drone
like
was
there.
this?
That was my Air.
Yeah.
That was my regular
Original Air?
Original Air. Yeah.
I almost crashed. Well, I did crash that one, but it's still intact. Like it's good. I was
Yeah.
in Canada with my family, and there's like a outlook area where like you just get like views of like the entire city. I forget where exactly, on Ontario or something. And I was flying my drone because I was like, this is really like, we're super high up. We're gonna get a nice city shot, get like a nice balcony shot, get my whole family waving. And I did that. And then I was doing like a little like wraparound shot. And I'm big on like manual flying too. Like I don't really
Right.
ever use too many of the DJI like
Fly arounds and
like
stuff like
the
that.
the quick actions that they offer. You know what I mean? Like because you could do a lot. There's like these boomerangs. There's like these like things that you can have your drone automatically do, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm just a very hands-on guy, so I just like doing all my flying like just
Same.
me, like my hands. And so I was doing one of these things, and it was a lot. Like I was looking at the shot, getting the angle right, getting the exposure, looking up, looking down, trying to wave at the same time. And then like before I knew it, like I hit a branch, and like it's like my drone started like almost like coming down, and then my immediate instinct reaction was just like shoot it up to just like get out of the trees. And so it like I luckily got it up out of the tree, and it was okay. I chopped up a couple propellers, but had it like fallen, like there was no way I was gonna be able to recover that drone, because imagine like you have this whole city here, and like we're on a balcony. And like it's like an outlook, and then there's like these giant 100-foot trees or whatever.
Oh my
So
God.
if it
Diving
falls,
down.
like
Yeah.
I gotta like jump over, like
Yeah.
call like Canada Police or something, and try and like get like my drone back. So that was the first interaction that I came with like almost losing a drone, and I didn't though. So
Yeah, I think
it's scary. I mean now
Yeah.
I fly FPV and stuff, so like now I'm like it doesn't even matter. But
that's just crazy, bro.
yeah,
That's tough.
you see the video of I flew through the house the other day.
Yeah, I saw. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
And I remember you putting in a lot of hours on the flight system. That probably helped a lot, no?
Yeah, I have. I'm trying to you know, I have definitely over a day's worth of my life clocked into the
Nice.
simulator. You know,
Bro,
shit's
you
intense.
see some dude? Do you see these videos on Instagram right now?
FPV drones.
Dude, you can dive into the FPV drones on Instagram. They are insane, dude.
I know some people
No
are
props to them.
super talented. Like,
Dude, it's like it's something I can't even like.
it's a lot of it. Some of it's muscle memory for some of those like gaps, because like you see like, I mean, there's different types too. Like there's the racing style. There's like more like acrobatics, you know, and so depends what we're shooting, depends what we're talking about. But yeah, it's you know, people are flying through like the tiniest
No,
holes
dude,
and cracks.
when I was looking at your video and like I saw you complete the whole thing, I was like, dude, I know how hard that is. Like, Alan killed that. Good job. And then I start going through the FPVs and I see these guys and they're going in between your legs, like up this way. I'm like, what?
There's
the
people
fuck?
that skate their drones now on walls. Like they'll do like little curves on walls, like
yeah.
on curbs, like on purpose. And I'm
People
like,
are always trying to like find new.
it's like it's
New creative ways
skate-
to-
New maneuvers.
Drone
Yeah.
skating now. It's like what the hell?
yeah. You change.
There's so much you can do with that shit, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
it's sick. It's really cool.
But yeah, the drone is.
that's hard to do for
Yeah.
sure. It's hard.
I mean, the drone is one of the most fun things I've done, like as far as working and getting paid. So, I mean, like FPV would be the next step.
Yeah.
It's just like, dude, just
You-
like spend
you got-
10K on a fucking thing and just
guys
you
gotta
know
start doing
possibly crash it or something.
FPV touring now.
It's tough
for
man.
real estate.
Yeah,
That'd be crazy.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
I actually don't fly it as much as I thought I would, you know? Like I do when the call times for it. I also like, for example, like before flying that house, like I practiced a couple hours, like
There?
an hour or two. Yeah, but I did a sample run on that house to get like the flow of things, but then I also did like a quick hour or two on the simulator to get the feel
Nice.
for it again, because you know it's
Yeah.
it's a very precise thing. It's different than like normal drone flying.
Yeah.
Normal drone flying is such cake now. It's like I'm
no,
gonna get
because
those
when you were
shots.
doing it, bro, like any small movement you screwed up, it's just like the video's ruined. You know,
Yeah.
like so you really did a good job of just like keeping it together and just always like making sure you're getting the right.
When I
move.
can fly through a home like fast speeds, that's when I'll know like I'll make it.
yeah, when you're flying
because that
through, like,
one's
smooth,
that one's very controlled,
yeah.
you know. But I want to take one where it's just like just going in throughout. But
Yeah.
these are luxury homes too, so you know I'm flying in like multi-million-dollar mansions and like
There's like furniture around. and
I
shit.
am not held liable.
Vases, glass.
Well, hold on. There is a mode that's like the safe mode or whatever. Like, what are the modes again?
Well, I mean, the drone itself is already like bumpered out, so it has like that.
Yeah, I know
like,
that.
thing. So,
Right.
you know, you're definitely not breaking something, but you never know. At the end of the day, there are high speed propellers that are happening there, and so you could chop up like a pillow or a couch or something, and it's just like that's not a risk I want to run yet.
Yeah.
I don't want to be held responsible for something like that. now all of a sudden I have to pay for this $3,000 couch or whatever that's there. So yeah, that's FPV flying. That's the real estate world.
But no, what I was saying was like on one of the modes, it kind of helps you. Like, so if you start making a wrong turn, like it'll kind of guide you, or it just like
Well, so I mean the DJI FPV, there's two of them. They have the Avata and they have the original one, and I have the Avata. And then you have like actual, not that that's not an actual FPV drone, but then you have like more legitimate FPV rigs that you build yourself. But with the one I have with the Avata, yeah, you still technically can fly it like normal mode, if that makes sense. So you still have an assist. You can just hover and not do whatever. So you could fly it, you know, super controlled and super smooth. But then obviously you can just put that thing in either sports or you can put it in full manual mode, and then like you're just fully controlling. Like that's all you just,
yeah,
you know, any movement that you make, like
that's
you said.
tough. Yeah.
Yeah. You could try the simulator after this. You tried it already, no?
I've done it, dude. It was hard.
Yeah.
But that was no assist. That was just straight like.
I think you did both.
I remember
It catches people off guard. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's, you know, it's like anything else. You just got to practice, try.
Yeah.
It's really putting in the hours for it, which is why I charge a lot for it. I don't come into a house or any shoot and like that's not a service. I just like, yeah, you can just hire. Like, no, like I'm gonna charge you like at least $1,000 to like
Yeah.
bust out FPV.
Dude, it's worth it because no one. I mean, I don't know anyone could do that in this area. Like, there's no one here that's saying, "Hey, you know what? I'm ready to do."
There's
FPV."
very few people that do. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and
So it's gonna be good something for you to know.
just yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I know a couple. Like I don't even know them. I've seen it on Instagram. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But it's you know it's only a matter of time, and then eventually a lot of people will kind of get into it, or whatever, and then there'll be the
That's
next
the industry
thing.
it's going in, bro.
Hey man,
Yeah.
I'm ready for it. You gotta adapt. You gotta innovate.
Yeah.
You gotta stay in with the times but I love it though. You know, I love all this creativeness stuff. Just making, just videos and photos and
Bro, you know what?
memories.
At the end of the day, bro, we're not sitting at a 9 to 5. We're not working for nobody else. We're doing it for ourselves. So, we do it on our own time, but we do it hard.
I work 24/7 now.
That's
I
it,
traded- I
exactly.
traded that in.
Literally.
So me and Matt were in here last night until like 2 in the morning or something. I
you
generally do not go to sleep anytime before like 12, 1 o'clock on any given
Yeah.
day. Any given day. I mean, like, I think this 2 days ago I fell asleep. Sometimes I just fall asleep because I'm so exhausted. Like, but it's like, it's not always like that. It's just like right now with the podcast and like, Front Door Media Group. Like, we just did some stuff for Christie's and we're doing like,
Yeah.
picking things back up for the year. We're scheduling all these meetings and stuff. And then, obviously, Cyrus Triangle as a whole, like we're doing a lot there. So, the plate is very full and no complaints, but it's just trying to manage, trying to keep up. That's all,
It's going to be a big year,
Stay
bro.
busy.
It's going to be a big year.
Staying busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I kind of do wish I was just like, because I always say this to my friends and my family too. It's like, yo, like when I go home, like I don't just get to go home and like my day's done. It's not like, all right, like the boss is gonna take care of it, or like the next employee is gonna take care of it. It's like, no, like I'm the one that's responsible for this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like if something doesn't get done, it's on me, and if something does get done, it's on me. So it's just like I take my homework with me, and so it's not like I can just stop working or I could just stop.
That's why, bro, it's funny. 'Cause some of my friends, they just like play
But it's that luxury though, because at the same time I could just leave somewhere and go somewhere, and then like who's gonna tell me otherwise?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But so it's a give or take. You gotta
No,
like.
but you're a smart business owner and you're responsible for it, so you want to take responsibility. That's it. I mean, if someone asks you for something, like you got to get it done.
Yeah.
And that's just that simple. And even if it's after 5 o'clock, it doesn't matter. It's after 8 o'clock, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
And it sucks because like you end up seeing like your relationships like
It
get screwed up because of that. But
it affects other people too.
Yeah.
It doesn't just affect me. Like
Yeah.
it's like if I have dinner plans or whatever or something, sometimes it's just like, yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And luckily I have people around me that understand, and if that's also the thing too. I'm just so focused that it's like, bro, if you don't understand or you don't get what we're trying to do or build, like it's all right. Like
Yeah.
I get it. No hard feelings. Like just
Exactly.
you do you. I'll do me. That's it.
Yeah.
So.
No, they said there's multiple ways of like showing your not appreciation, but showing like your support for somebody.
Right.
And it's not even booking you. It's just like liking your picture. As simple
Yeah.
as that, like
Yep.
just anything, bro. Like,
Yeah. No, I have a couple friends that are very good at that. They're like, just like, I know.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I don't run the social medias, but like, I know.
But you
I
see it
come through.
Yeah.
I get a
Even
notification
discreetly
still.
here and there. You know who's supporting.
Yeah, I know. So it's just like,
those 6 supporters. Yeah.
yeah. You
Like
know
in
who
every-
you are.
Like in every pick. That's a
Hey, listen, bro.
It goes a long way.
5-10 years from now,
It goes a
though,
long
when
way.
things are a little bit different, it's like I eat with the same people I started with. So it's like some people don't want to be part of the process.
Yeah.
That's totally on you. I've lost friends. I have people giving up and quitting. Whatever. It's like, I wish you the best of luck. Very simple as that. No hard
Right.
feelings. Is all business. I take nothing personal.
Yeah.
Those who stay for the ride are going to be
I'm
at
gonna
the
out-succeed you,
winners
but that's
table.
different.
Yeah.
And that's it. You know what I mean? It's not a journey for everybody. Everyone wants different things. I get it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's respectable.
That's it, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm kind of
Gotta
hungry.
make it
You want to get food?
Yeah, let's get
You want
food.
to get food? Are you hungry?
I got my chicken salad, bro.
Oh, chicken salad.
Yeah,
I got
bro.
chicken and shrimp. All right, guys. So this has been another episode of Volumen Saut.
South.
Is it like Saut? How do you spell it?
Well, it's technically sound. It's the sound. So like volume.
George doesn't know the translation for volume, so thank you for tuning in, George. This is Front Door Media Group, my business partner. Check. Where can people find you? Zoom Studios, Front Door Media Group. This guy's doing weddings. Hire me, don't hire him. And then he's also doing real estate. Hire Front Door Media Group for that.
Yes.
And Ange, who had to go, she has work to do, and she has a child. So
We'll stick to frontdoormg.com.
we'll plug in Ange as well, even though she's not here.
I'll Photoshop her in here as well.
Cut to the wine. All right, we'll plug in George and Ange's thing here and Front Door Media Group, and then cut to George and then plug in your stuff. You're doing a raffle. We're doing a giveaway, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, tell the people what we're doing.
So we're gonna be doing a giveaway on Front Door Media Group. It's at Front Door Media Group
At Front Door Media Group on Instagram.
Stay tuned. I think by the end of this week on Friday, which is what
Well, it
day
also
is that?
depends when this episode goes live.
Yeah. Anyway,
this
it's going to be
episode-
going on for 2 weeks, so it'll be up before then.
Just explain to them if when they watch the video, let's run another giveaway anyway. So for YouTube, so just for you guys on YouTube and anybody who watches the video, if you made it to the end, here's the giveaway entry rules to win some stuff.
Front Door Media Group, you got to like the posts, which we're going to post. You have to tag 3 friends, and you just have to repost it on your story. And you're basically qualified to win a nice $40 hoodie, 2 $25 shirts. They're going to have one with the Front Door Media Instagram on the back, one with the website on the back. And then we're gonna give some kind of percentage off.
We have a bag, we have stickers. It's a whole giveaway.
Oh yeah,
goodie
it is
bag.
right.
We have
also
like a
extras.
bag with a shirt, with a hoodie, with
Yeah.
stickers. We're also gonna be giving away, I think, what is it, like 25% off a shoot or something.
Something like that. 20. I think 25 sounds pretty good.
25% off your
Yeah.
next shoot with us, up to a $500
Right.
value.
Giveaway. Right.
So just follow those when this goes live. We'll obviously make a post and a story about all this stuff so we can co-share it and post. So that's it. You know, if you want to win some merch and some stuff, that's all we got for
And
you.
our other admin is actually doing a lot of story posts right now, helpful story posts on how to get your home ready for if you're selling your home. So
yeah, if you
stay
need,
tuned.
if you're a realtor, if you're a broker, interior designer,
homeowner.
builder, developer, whatever, and or anybody who's in that industry, again, at Front Door Media Group. You don't really use social media. Do you want to plug your personal one?
I mean, I got at Team Zoom Studios, if you got the weddings, but we got yeah.
Conflicting
we
interest.
got we can help each other out, maybe one day me and Al are gonna do a wedding together. You never know. Never know.
I don't think we actually have ever.
I don't think we have.
No.
Because you're the boss and I'm the boss, bro. It's different.
Oh, God. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.
Thank you. Help me out.